Okay, welcome back. Okay. So we're still in the bold and boundless course, and now we're going to talk about barriers to success. Whew. Everybody desires success. Everybody wants to be successful. And when you're building anything in life, whether that's relationships or family or business or um, anything, success is the end goal. Although it's measurable in different ways, shapes, and forms, but everybody wants to succeed at anything they set their heart to do. And that's the reason that I wanted to talk about bold and boundless. I mean, talk about confidence and assertiveness as part of the package for what somebody like you would need. So you're not just getting everything you need regarding marketing and sales and, how to generate leads, but you have to also get conversant with the person that's on the inside. And you have to get to fall in love with that person. You have to become more self aware of that person. You have to understand deeper the value that that person brings. And that can help you build the confidence that you require to shine in business or as a brand, right? Okay. So So let's talk about the barriers to success. It's difficult for people to flourish when they limit themselves with their thoughts and when they lack confidence. And these obstacles and limitations can prevent us from achieving our goals and communicating confidently. While some barriers may be related to past experiences, others can arise from current situations. And when we feel defeated and are lacking confidence, it's valuable to remember that it is a learned trait and not something that we're born with. We establish this that confidence is not innate. We build it. So rather than giving the power over to these barriers, we can learn skills to overcome them and reach our full potential. It's important to begin to identify the barriers that may be holding you back from confidence in order to continue with the steps to make positive changes. The first barrier is fear of failure. This one breaks my heart because I see how it is determined to hold so many great people down. It is determined to stop people from actually achieving the greatness that's within them. And I've spoken to so many people who are geniuses in their own rights, but they're being held back by fear of failure. And this is not just keeping them stuck, it's also preventing them from making impact in the lives of others. So you're not just suffering, the people you should be serving are also suffering because they cannot see you show up with the thing that you've been given for them. Fear can often be our biggest enemy to success. It hinders our confidence, it prevents us from missing out. It makes us miss out on great life opportunities. Fear will cause us to underestimate our own abilities and feel as though we cannot achieve anything great. And when you sit with yourself alone in the dark, you know that you're a genius. You know that you carry so much in your heart, in your mind. You know that you are not just an ordinary person, that you actually come with so much value to change a lot of people's lives. But somehow fear will convince you that you are not that good. That fear will convince you that that genius you have is not as needed. And so many people in life will stick to a predictable path because nobody wants to be embarrassed. Nobody wants to fail. And these feelings tend to be accompanied with negative self talk and low self confidence. The fear of failure is natural when we try things, right? It's important to remember that failure it is part of life. It's normal. And it can be very important as a learning opportunity. Like, I cannot tell you how many times Something I failed at became my very stepping stone. Because I failed at it, I found a different way to not do that thing. I found a newer way, a newer approach. Okay, this way failed. This has taught me a newer approach. And fear of failure will always hold you back from pursuing your goals. Forget it. No matter how much you think, well, I'm going to pursue it. If you don't put fear of failure in the back, in your rear view, what's going to happen is it will continue stopping you from pursuing your goals through different means, like perfectionism, like imposter syndrome, like procrastination. All of that is born from fear. All of those and so many other things that hold us back are born from fear. And so, to overcome this obstacle, we have to identify what exactly is causing it. And then we have to take action because these fears only exist in the mind. One thing that I always say in my purpose clarity workshop is that the thing that I hate most about fear is that it is not based on any form of reality. It's based on perception, something you perceive that is not real. Imagine holding yourself back and preventing other people from benefiting from your light because of a perception, because of something that is not real. Do you know how terrible that is? Do you know how that breaks my heart? Like, I get very passionate talking about this. Like, it pisses me off that fear allows people to feel like what they're perceiving is real. When you think about it, take the fear of failure. You haven't even failed yet. You just perceive that you could fail. The failure is not yet a reality, but you are already holding yourself back because of a perception that you could fail. Take the fear of rejection. You are not starting out because you think people will reject you, not because people will reject you. You just think it. You just perceive it. But what if they don't reject you? And many people will never know because they never ever took that step and they went to their grave, unfortunately. I don't want that to be you. I don't want that to be anybody that's listening to me. Fear is perception, it is not real. Fear of any kind. And it only just holds us back. These fears only exist in the mind. So why should they stop us from taking on new responsibilities and new challenges and reaching success? Why? Okay, so let's go and talk about self-doubt. Self-doubt is another one that is a big barrier to success. Self-doubt, when you're faced with new experiences or challenges, it's normal to have feelings of self-doubt. However, persistent self-doubt can have a negative effect on your life and your confidence. And self-doubt is a mindset that impedes on your self-belief and moves you away from your goals. Very subtly, gradually pushes you away from your goals. It's common for people to experience these feelings when there is uncertainty around things that may be out of their control. And feelings of self-doubt can lead to low self-esteem, can lead to emotional instability, can lead to increased anxiety. And while it's important to be realistic about what the future holds, we cannot let self-doubt and the unknown hold us back from great opportunities. It's called the unknown for a reason. You don't know what's going to happen. So why would you just assume that it's the bad one that will happen? What if it's the good one that's going to happen? Signs that an individual, signs that you could be experiencing self doubt and lacking confidence are right there in your face. I've mentioned this before. Some of us are unable, like we have a strong inability to accept compliments from others. You're such a beautiful young lady. Ah, stop it. Oh, you look beautiful today. Ah, really? Wow, thank you. I didn't know how pretty I was looking. Just say thank you. Just accept the compliment. You do look beautiful. So one sign that you may be experiencing self-doubt is that you have a strong inability to accept compliments. And then also, you always constantly need reassurance. You always feel imposter syndrome despite having achieved success. Actually, this one hits home for me. Not just with regard to my own experience, but with regard to the experience of so many amazing strong women that I've met. I was in shock at the achievements of some of these women who were thinking that they were not qualified or that they didn't have everything they needed to succeed. You also might be experiencing self doubt if you constantly feel like you're not good enough, if you constantly feel like there's somebody else in the room that's better than you, if you constantly feel like you're good, you tell yourself, I'm great, but in comparison to that person, man, you might be experiencing self doubt because everybody deserves to walk with their head up saying, I'm the best in this place. There's nobody like me. And that's not pride. That's not pride. There is truly nobody like you. There is only one you. And you might have similar experiences. You might have shared, lived opportunities with other people, similarities in experience. But what separates you from them is the uniqueness that is you. And they are unique in their own rights. So nobody is in essence better than you. Nobody's better than anyone. You are the best there is of the version of you that was created. There's no other. So let's talk about some signs that, um, let's continue to talk about some of the characteristics, barriers to success, rather. One of them will be being indecisive as well. And that's a crucial component of decision making. Confidence and decision making go hand in hand. There are certain factors that can hold you back from making major decisions, such as perfectionism. And if you know me very well, you know I hate perfectionism. It's a big thief. It's a big thief together with procrastination and imposter syndrome. Perfectionism, overthinking things, people pleasing, analysis paralysis, indecision is not always bad because sometimes it allows us to have more time to think about making important decisions. However, when this valuable time lasts too long, it can cause us to miss out on certain opportunities and often can become more difficult over time. So, by choosing not to decide, we are choosing to give up the power of choices that we have. And although indecisiveness is a common barrier to success, it is only a mindset that can be overcome. Escaping from indecisiveness and gaining confidence is possible, and the benefits are worth it. So we're going to share more about that. Another one is comfort zones. Whoo, child. A common barrier is Confidence in your comfort zone. In your comfort zone, there is nobody like you. You're huge. You're it. Once you come out of it, you feel like a fish out of water. Comfort zones are psychological states that put you at ease and make you feel safe. But they do not involve new challenges or facing difficulties. They just involve you staying in a place that's comfortable to your human needs. And many people do not leave their comfort zone because of self doubt or fear. And the idea of leaving this easy path can create feelings of stress and anxiety and can result in the deprivation of career and life opportunities. However, to expand our confidence, it's important to be able to step outside of our comfort zones and take action. I think it was just yesterday, yes. Yesterday, I made a post about this on LinkedIn. And I mentioned 5 unconventional steps you can take to break out of that comfort zone. Because it's not a comfort zone, it's a prison. It's preventing you from sharing and serving the people that you've been called to serve. And that's threatening your impact, that's threatening your legacy. Because you don't want to leave here with fire in your bones. And what that means is, I mean, I was listening to something about Andrew Carnegie and Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. This is not part of the course, by the way. And I think they had conversations, that's Andrew Carnegie and Napoleon Hill, about people, research being carried out about people that were dying with fire in their bones. And it was all about them taking potential with them to the grave, them taking secrets of success with them to the grave, them taking secrets of growth and exponential increase to the grave without having imparted somebody else with that knowledge, without having shared. And when you think about it, legacy is it can be endless. It can be exponential, and that's what we want. We want to create legacy that is exponential, that transcends our existence, transcends time. That when we're done, people keep benefiting from what we've left behind. And so this is why it gets scary, because comfort zones actually threaten your legacy. So once we can get to the point where we intentionally decide to prove our capability, that we're capable of personal growth, that we're capable of achieving goals, this will allow us turn our comfort zones into, like, just break out of them. Sometimes exploring things that might feel scary as well as welcoming uncomfortable emotions can help you build your self-esteem and gain confidence. And it shows that we are capable. And this will have a positive impact on many areas of our lives. Another terrible barrier to success is comparison. Oh boy, this one is huge. Comparison. Can we stop it? Can we stop it? While it is natural to compare yourself to another person, as human beings we do that, it's also incredibly harmful. It's incredibly harmful. As an individual, as a business, as an organization, whatever, it's harmful. Comparisons usually bring on feelings of negativity and low self-confidence, and they prevent us from moving towards our aspirations, our goals, by causing us to feel insecure in our own work, in our own abilities, in our own genius. Like I was just sharing that example. Likewise, when we compare ourselves to others in a way that allows us to feel superior and have others beneath us, it can be damaging as well to the connections that we form and the relationships we attempt to build. And that can ultimately be damaging to us as well. So it can go both ways. You can either compare yourself and stay on the lower scale, or compare yourself and stay on the higher scale where it's like, I'm better than everybody. Like I said, nobody's better than anybody. I don't care who you are. Because everybody's unique in their own way. And there's absolutely nobody like you. Absolutely nobody like you. And it can be difficult to avoid comparisons. I know that. But overcoming those harmful thoughts will be beneficial to increasing your personal development, your professional development, your mental development, your spiritual development, development in every area. And confidence is what will give us the drive to get ahead. So watch out for these barriers that I've mentioned. And we constantly cover these topics in our different masterminds or whatever, in our purpose clarity workshop, in our brand building workshop and storytelling workshop. We cover these different harmful barriers to success and the different ways that you can overcome them. Okay? All right. I'm going to see you in the next lesson.